Hello and welcome to the Screening Room. I'm John Tibbetts, and the fella inside this magnificent shirt is Rutger Hauer, one of the stars of Ridley Scott's new motion picture, Blade Runner.
Cut.
Cut. We're off to a great start. This shirt, what a distraction. But where did you get that?
In Holland.
It's great.
It's a Japanese designer, and since Blade Runner, there's a lot of Japanese designs as well. And Blade Runner, I thought, might as well.
You've made a lot of motion pictures in Holland, of course. You're a very big star there. In fact, that's where I first saw you, not in Holland, but in Soldier of Orange. And in that and Max Havelaar, I found myself thinking, how long will it be until we see him on our own screens here? Now, Blade Runner, of course, was made in this country. In this and Nighthawks both, characters that are sort of villainous, but yet maybe not completely so. How do you feel about that? Do you like villains? Do you want to temper them with more honest characteristics at the same time?
I don't see the villain so much. I think Harrison is the villain.
Oh, this is okay.
Definitely.
No, let's talk about that now. Harrison is the villain. Why is that? He's trying to keep you from doing something, isn't he?
Well, you tell me what you think is a villain, because what is a villain?
The person out there in that audience that gets a reaction that I don't like this person and I want to see this person stopped. I think I would define that as a villain. I don't want him to prevail.
Yeah, okay.
Except that's what Harrison is trying to do to you, though, isn't it?
Yes, but I don't. I think my idea of a villain is somebody who wants to do some, nasty, bad things. And Harrison's character finds his motivation that he has to kill 5 replicants, which we are.
Yeah, the term retirement.
Because they are sort of dangerous. And they say they sort of found a spaceship and people got killed, but you never see that happen in the film. It's just one of the stories they give you that they are a bit dangerous. But
Whereas the thing you're trying to do in Blade Runner is quite a bit different, isn't it? You want to stay alive.
Yes, I want to. We've given by our engineering master, we've been given 4 years, and I'm enjoying life, and I want more than 4, maybe 5, And that's the goal, and then he refuses to do that. And then there's a fuse that blows. And
without giving away too many things, but I do want to allude to this, Rutger. At the end of the picture, very important confrontation between you and Harrison Ford. You do some strange things during this battle, because I get the impression we're supposed to see that you're beginning to deteriorate. You're beginning to run down.
Yeah.
And you go a little crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of preparations on a scene like that. Did you work that out in advance with Mr. Scott, or what?
Well, it's more or less a timing thing where we decided, it's not a lot of work, it's just, a matter of decide where we will, put those sort of things in, and then you work it out on the set what to do.
Were you permitted to improvise?
Oh, yes, a lot. I could do a lot with Ridley. I was very happy that he left me. He gave me so much freedom.
I've asked him already about his style. He surrounds you with mists and rains, and must be rather uncomfortable working on his set. You're wet most of the time.
Yes, in one of the scenes I've been sitting on a roof for about 7 days, almost naked, in the rain and the wind, from about 6 in the evening until 5 in the morning, with a few breaks, but that was a bit rough.
Here's a director who seems to impose certain demands upon you.
Yes, it was at the end of the 5 months shooting period, so I was pretty exhausted and pretty cold.
And it's also physically taxing in so many ways, referring back now to Max Havelaar and Soldier of Orange.
But we get paid very well.
Well, at the time, maybe it may not be much of a consolation. Well, physical roles are something that, look at this guy. Physical roles are something that you can excel in. Now, do you see that as a possible trap?
Well, no, not for me. Not for me. I can do, you know, I have more to offer.
What about that, though? Let's talk about it.
I
For
know.
example, you've done some alpine climbing and things like that. I mean, those thighs are not accidental. There's been a lot of training there of some sort in your background.
No, I haven't done any real training. I've never done really much into about my physical appearance. I don't really care. But of course, I'm gifted with a few things that most people don't have. So, well.
Well, how do you
know.
feel about Soldier of Orange? I keep wanting to get back to that because I think it's a wonderful film that didn't get near enough attention. Blade Runner will, but Soldier didn't. How do you feel about that? Was it important in your own career?
Well, Soldier of Orange did what made it possible for me to work here, and it wasn't released, you know, too properly. But you know, I mean, there's some. You have to be, and it's out of your hands. It's. I mean, they can put my next film on the shelf for 10 years. That's just the way it is.
Listeners out there may not be realizing yet that English is not really your first language. You're very eloquent in it, but how long have you been speaking it? Just a few years?
No, I've been working on it for about 10 years now. Maybe no longer than that, 20 years. And it's, but the last couple of years I've been really working on it.
Yeah, but how many languages are we talking about total, though? You're
Well,
multilingual.
3, 4.
Is this something then that will help you continue to make films on an international scale, not necessarily only here or only in Holland?
Well, my German is as good as English. And if I get a good German role, I mean in Germany, for a German company, I would like to do that. But it's, I mean, Germany hasn't got, I mean, Fassbinder just died, so we've
Yes,
lost
I
one
heard
of the
this.
good directors. I mean, America has them. I mean, has the people that know what to do and people that are good.
Rutger, unfortunately, we're out of time. Talking to Rutger Hauer in Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, a hero, a villain, a disconcerting mixture of the two, maybe. Certainly one of the most arresting aspects, I think, of Blade Runner. I'm John Tibbetts. I'll talk to you again next time here in the screening room.